Audrey says, I don't know what socialism is. Is it possible to summarize it in a few words or a concept? Thank you anyway. So I feel like this is a trap, but here we go. In my opinion, generally the dictionary definition of socialism is going to be centralized government, or in a broader term, some centralized authorities, ability to control the means of production for society. Meaning, what does that mean on a practical level? It means that there is no true free market. It means that the market is not allowed. So buyers and sellers and willing participants in the market are not able to determine prices, and are not able to determine profits, and are not able to determine reasonable pay amounts on their own. Generally, these things have to come. Generally, these things are owned by the state, controlled by the state, and therefore, in that element, are regulated by the state. So from a practical level, socialistic nations, and this is different from capitalist nations that have large social welfare programs. There is quite a difference. But generally, socialist nations are going to set fair pay rates. They're going to set, they're going to control corporate boards. They're going to control what companies can and cannot do. They do not allow the free market to run things. So as opposed to a capitalist nation, which is individuals have property rights. So property rights is really the big problem here. In a socialist nation, you do not have the right to your property. The state owns the right to your property, i.e. the fruit of your labor. You do not own the own fruit. You do not really have the fiat right, excuse me, not the fiat right, but you do not have the exclusive right to the fruits of your labor. The state owns it and lets you and grants privilege to you, basically. Your labor belongs to the state in a socialist nation. Whereas in a capitalist nation, your labor belongs to yourself. So this has a lot of effects on the economics of a nation. This has a lot of effects on the welfare of a nation as well. And socialist nations, socialist governments typically justify everything that they do through the lens of protecting the people, or keeping the peace, or promoting stability of the currency, or whatever nonsense that they say. But we have not yet seen a socialist nation that has done well. And I would say that we've seen more socialist nations starve their people than do well. Michael Weston says, A decides what B will be giving to C. Good summation. $153. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good show, guys. Good show. This would be the time. If you have questions, if you have comments, sarcastic remarks that would you like me to respond to? Is there any difference between socialism and communism? In the beginning, socialism is usually the word that's used for the bridge between capitalism and communism. Socialist nations usually devolve into dictatorships. So typically in socialism, you'll have pretty much the same structure, but there will at least be some play at, a representative body, democratic body, representatives, or a parliament, or something of that nature. But, sometimes not. Look at Venezuela.